right, let's do it. This is the NXT War Games 2020 instant reaction. I am Tom from the Spanish Announce Table, so thank you so much for joining me here. And here's my instant reaction to the War Games for tonight's NXT special event. Thought it was pretty good. I don't necessarily think anything came out monumental from any of the post-match or match results. But let's just get right into it. So we kicked off the event with the NXT War Games female match, the women's match. Thought it was really good. Io Shirai jumping off the cage in a trash can. I think that's going to be a memorable spot. It was pretty cool. And it happened. It was good. I think the interesting part here was Raquel actually got the victory over Io Shirai, which I would assume would establish her as next in line, or maybe getting a number one contenders match to then be next in line. She was the most impressive for me in this entire match. I liked her King of the Mountain or Queen of the Mountain, if you'd like to say, keeping Io Shirai out for the majority of the match until Io was able to jump off the cage into the group of women. But Raquel was great. I thought she was the star of the match. But yeah, I think what we will remember going forward is Io Shirai jumping off the cage in a trash can, which just on the surface is insane. So kicked off the night pretty hot in a really good match. From there, we moved on to Tommaso Ciampa versus Timothy Thatcher. More of this, okay? Like, NXT does amazing with storytelling and character development, all of that stuff. But pro wrestling, even to its core, is just two men, two women, two teams, whatever it is, just being physical and beating the shit out of each other to prove that they're the better team or person, right? And that's what this was. This was hard hitting. It was no nonsense. It was just two giant egos trying to prove to the other that they were the better man in this situation. And I liked it. I liked it a lot. This was my personal favorite match of the night. I know the spots from both War Games matches may be a little bit more appealing, but I just thought this was incredible. It was a really great first encounter. I hope to see more of this from these two, maybe even a team, maybe like back in the day when it was a best of 7 between Sheamus and Cesaro, and then they became a team and took over the tag division, maybe something like that. I feel NXT could do that a little bit cooler or a more original storytelling way than what we saw on the main roster. But yeah, Timothy Thatcher, Tommaso Ciampa, A+ for me. Thought it was awesome. Great establishment, first time matchup between those two on the NXT Takeover platform. All right, now let's keep on going here. What else we have? Oh, Dexter Lumis and Cameron Grimes. Touched too long. Didn't really care for it. Gonna be honest with you, this was a little too long. I thought at the Halloween show that I mentioned on the Spanish Announce Table proper podcast that that's where I thought it should have ended, and this match kind of solidified my feeling on that. I didn't feel emotionally attached. There was some fun spots. I thought Dexter Lumis wrapping up Cameron Grimes' feet and then pulling his feet out from underneath him to then hit a chair was pretty creative. But I was not emotionally invested in this. Thought it was fine. Thought it happened. Cool. But let's move on. I'm ready for the next thing in both of these guys' careers. From there, we got the NXT triple threat, or excuse me, the NXT North American Championship. It was a triple threat. You had Damian Priest, Johnny Gargano, and then champion Leon Ruff. This was fun. I did feel like the Scream guys, I don't know what we'll call them, but the Gargano army was a little much. You know, is he now the leader of a NWO with Scream masks? It felt like there was 15 of these guys. Probably it was around 7 or 8, but they were involved in almost every part of the end of this match. And it was fine, but it was a little too much. And I felt like if the big reveal was going to be Austin Theory helps Johnny Gargano, well, then why don't you just reveal the rest of the Scream guys. Like, it wasn't just Austin Theory that helped. It was all these other people. But the big payoff was Austin Theory is now joined with Johnny Gargano. And I instantly thought, like, well, so did all those other 1,500 of them. You know, why show them? Who are they? Right? And maybe we will see that. Maybe this is the new Gargano storytelling, is each week he has a new follower. He becomes this cult leader, like a nice version, a nice attitude version of Bray Wyatt. I don't know, but it was fine. I was a little sad to see that it was Austin Theory as the surprise reveal, to be honest. This is another reset. You know, he debuted on NXT coming from Evolve. Then he went right to the main roster, was with Zelina Vega and her crew. That got stopped. Then he went as a follower of Seth Rollins. That got stopped. Then he came back to NXT, kind of floundered a little bit. And now he's with Johnny Gargano. It's just these start and stops of Austin Theory's short career. And I get that we're trying to find that next thing for him, but you do this enough, and then I'm just going to think he's just a dope who will follow anyone at any turn, and that kind of makes me uninterested to know more about the character. I just think he's a dope if you do that more and more. So we'll see where this him as Gargano's disciple, pupil, I don't know what we're going to call that, goes, but wasn't too high on Austin Theory as the reveal. Now, as we go into the main event, the NXT Men's War Games match, thought it was really fantastic. I was surprised that it was the Undisputed Era who won. I really thought it was going to be Team McAfee to pick up the victory because Pat McAfee lost the one-on-one match with Adam Cole. So I don't know if he can continue to feud with him because now he's 0 for 2. I mean, maybe we do a baseball analogy and 3 strikes and you're out. Who knows? But he did great. Pat McAfee, that is. Thought he was spectacular, but he's a fantastic athlete. I think people forget just because he was a kicker, he can do some things. He took that Panama Sunrise finisher really well, kicked out just like any, grizzled veteran would in that spot. His timing was really good. Again, his promos leading into this match were top-notch, probably the best on NXT for right now. But I don't know where they're going to go after this. Does Undisputed Era continue to reign over the NXT roster? I don't know. We've been doing that for now 3 years. Kind of want to tell a different story or a new iteration. Maybe this is their babyface run. I don't know, but thought it was good. Overall, though, I would say that this NXT TakeOver was a great placeholder event. And that's what I felt like post pay-per-view or special event, whatever you want to call it. I thought this was really good for the talent that was healthy and available, but we're also saying that was good for right now. Now let's get the big players back in, right? Let's get the Finn Balor's. Let's get Io Shirai a championship feud specific to just a championship match. Let's get some more of those, title reigns that we can get behind. Johnny Gargano, does he lose it again on Wednesday night? He can't defend that title apparently, so we'll see. First 3-time winner, by the way. But yeah, I thought this was a good placeholder event for the next big players to get involved. Finn Balor, Karrion Kross, then maybe some Adam Cole separate from Undisputed Era trying to get after a title, whether that's North American Championship or the Heavyweight Championship. So it was a good event. Again, I think the moment of the night was Io Shirai, but the match of the night for me, again, and maybe I'm the oddball out in left field playing catch by myself, but I really, really enjoyed Tommaso Ciampa, Timothy Thatcher. I thought that was a great building block for a feud that I am definitely invested in. So appreciate the time, guys. Again, I am Tom from the Spanish Announce Table, and that was my instant reaction for NXT War Games 2020.